child, a girl, and this is an adult woman, and she's just looking at the other guy, and what the two of them are watching John Goodman's character basically refusing to call her a woman because he's just crazy infantilizing her, and it's just like, it's the moment where you're just like, oh no, and she's like, oh no, and he's like, uh-oh. And it's just such a small moment of just like someone refusing to call an adult woman a woman and instead calling her a girl or a child, and it was just like really spooky and really scary. And John Goodman, who can be this most charismatic, warm character, just played this terrifying, scary character, and just that like subtlety in that moment, it said everything, and it was fantastic. If you just want to watch great actors be fantastic in a film with like not one, not two, but 3 or 4 twists in it, 10 Cloverfield Lane is just fantastic. I kind of like that as a series, just how different they all are.
Yeah, they're all a different genre.
That's like an anthology. Was there any more besides Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield?
There's a third one, the sci-fi
the
one.
Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah, the space station one.
Yeah, I never heard anything like that.
It's on Netflix.
People didn't. I enjoyed it, but they put Elizabeth Debicki, I think that's how you say her name, in it.
Yes.
And she's like tall.
Oh no!
She's so tall in Tenet.
She's so tall.
It's
so
like,
good.
Like in Tenet, she's way taller than all the other male actors, and they all have to get up on their tippy toes to kiss her on the cheek. It's really weird.
It's fantastic. Anyway, they find this tall woman in the wall of a space station, and it was very, very good.
I remember the tallest person I ever encountered, and it did like freak me out. It was this like woman in a Duns, and she was just working there, and I had to ask her a question, and she was like down doing something on one of the lower shelves, and she stood up, but it was like she unfolded and like towered, I swear to God, like maybe 2 to 3 feet above me. Like I was like, oh, and I could feel like some part of my like lizard brain being like, run John, a predator. Like that's how much taller than me she was.
Oh, if that happened to me, I'd be like, climb, Neve, climb.
You see, I think at like a foot or 2 foot, that's where my brain is, but like above that, I was like, what is this?
It's very surreal when you're like walking along the footpath and you see someone walking towards you, and you get closer and you realize that perspective's been playing a trick on you, and they're like extremely tall, and your brain kind of goes, wait, what?
Yeah, it's disorientating in a way I find so confusing.
Yes. The human mind. What are we?
Brian.
Yes.
What is Feels Good Man?
Feels Good Man is a documentary from last year about Matt Fury, the creator of a webcomic called The Boys Club, which features 4 cartoon characters, one of which is Pepe the Frog, and it chronicles the descent of that character into becoming a hate symbol. And it's a very sad documentary, and it's also one of the best documentaries I've seen in a long time. I love internet documentaries. I love documentaries about online culture and that getting translated into real life, and something losing meaning along the way and becoming something different, or something minor becoming something major. And it kind of begins with Matt Fury, the creator, who's just this very laid-back, independent comic book artist in San Francisco. Lives with his partner and daughter, and they have a housemate as well. They're just kind of in a house share living situation. He'd been doing The Boys Club from the late 2000s, and I can remember reading The Boys Club, and I knew the characters, and I knew Pepe before he became like transformed into what he is now. And I didn't know anything about Matt Fury because he's kind of shy and quiet online, and that's probably one of the reasons why certain events happened. But they do a good job of kind of explaining what Pepe meant to him and what happened, and kind of the journey that he went on about 9 years ago up to the 4 years ago, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago, to the 2016 election in America. There's a lot of moments in this movie, and I think a lot of them like connect really well, and there's a lot of animated segments of the character Pepe the Frog, and there's a lot of archived, collected bits of fan art of Pepe that kind of show the transformation of him kind of looking like the Pepe that was in The Boys Club to this really awful, sinister, evil frog that...
Once they got to smug Pepe.
Yeah, and like Matt Fury's